What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Zoe with Wnba Dfs here to bring you another WNBA slate breakdown for the two-game WNBA slate. We got the Phoenix Mercury taking on the Washington Mystics, the Indiana Fever taking on New York Liberty. I'm going to be very honest with you. Today's slate doesn't look the prettiest. It is not something that I'm personally thinking about playing. I don't know if I want to fade it or not just yet, just because it's two games that is just like middle of the pack. What is it? The total for the Washington Mystics and Phoenix game is a 156. It's a 4-point spread favor of the Mystics. And then the Fever and the Liberty is a 12-point spread, 171 total. So it's a little bit of a I'm not too sure if I want to mess with this on today's slate. Looking at yesterday's slate, though, we got some pretty good things that we had through yesterday's slate. Of course, before the Dream game started, they announced that Cheyenne Parker, she was going to be back in starting lineup. Unfortunately, that really killed our coffee stock. Coffee went out there and went out and played like the regular Coffee that we were seeing in the beginning of the season. Didn't look as great as what she looked. She still got a little bit of their problem. I think maybe 12 to 15 fantasy points, but not what we were hoping for. Of course, Wnba Dfs, Alyssa Thomas, like I said, those two, they had great games, popped off, did what they do out there to win. Ryan took her a minute for her to get there. Second half was honestly all hers, and the defensive side, her getting those blocks and steals, that really did propel her to get what she needed. And then Alicia Gray, if she didn't get in that foul trouble in the third quarter, she probably would have had a much better fantasy night, but still broke over 30 fantasy points like she has been. So that was good from the Dream side. Aces and the Lynx. The Lynx, they actually kept the game pretty close for quite some time. That was really good because that allowed for A'ja Wilson to drop a 60-plus fantasy point game over there on DraftKings and FanDuel. And then, of course, Jackie Young, she got there. She got her 30-plus fantasy points. Same thing for Chelsea Gray. So all the guards except for Kelsey Plum, like I said, had a mid-level game. And then over here on the Lynx side, Diamond Miller, she looked pretty good, but didn't do enough in order to get there. And then, of course, Dorka came back down to earth, and Fee just had a mid-level game, really didn't do too much out there. The Sparks and the Wings, Canada, Nneka. Nneka actually disappointed quite a bit. Didn't have like the big game was expecting from her. But nonetheless, Lexi Brown was back into the starting lineup. I said if she was starting, I would like to go ahead and play her. Played her. Got 20-plus fantasy points, so not too bad. Would have liked a little bit more, especially playing 33 minutes, but still was pretty good nonetheless. And then if you went back to Wnba, that wasn't a bad spot because she was able to actually get 18 points, 2 rebounds, so it was pretty good. Over here on the Dallas side, called it with Satu. Satu went out there, had a great game. Natasha Howard was kind of a peg lower than Satu. Still, both of them scored about 50 fantasy points each. And then Enrique, she was able to go out there and pop off herself with 25 points in her own right. Tierra McCowan, unfortunately, foul trouble in the beginning of the game for her really kind of limited what she was actually able to go out there and do. Didn't do too much to take down anything or do anything of the sort, which kind of really sucked because I had her in my line when I had to swap off of Satu. I really wish that I didn't. And then the Sky and the Storm game, Copper went out there, did exactly what we were hoping for Copper to do. Same thing for Marbury. Marbury went out there, had a pretty good game as well herself. Elena Smith, Elizabeth Williams got into foul trouble. So Elena Smith was actually able to go out there and just get all the rebounds were for Elena Smith. Elena Smith went out there and she was 17 rebounds. Only scored 9 points, but 17 rebounds. Legit, 4 steals, 3 blocks, just one of those crazy outlier type games that we see. On the other side, Jewel Lloyd, she was not able to get it going and popping. Easy, all right, so-so game. Gabby Williams, all right. I mean, wasn't too much. They technically got blown out, if you want to count that as a blowout. Looking over for today's game, injury report, Phoenix Mercury, we already know Diana Taurasi, she's still going to be out. Everyone else, they are there. For the Washington Mystics, they are still without Ariel Atkins, Shakira Austin, Elena Deladon, and Christy Tolliver. So same starters that we've been seeing for the past couple games. For the Fever, Nalissa Smith is still going to be out with that foot, but Lexi Hull is expected to be back today. And then for New York Liberty, same old, nothing new to report over there for them. Going over to DraftKings, the site that I've been winning the money on, the site that has been good to us all this season. And if you guys would like to join me over here on the King, check the link down in the description below so you guys can get that deposit match bonus and join me over here on DraftKings. Starting off with the Phoenix Mercury taking on the Washington Mystics. Looking at it, they've already played once this season. And, of course, that game, Brittany Griner did not play in that game, and Diana Taurasi. They both didn't play in that game. And then also, of course, Shakira Austin and Elena Deladon, Ariel Atkins, everyone was there for the Washington Mystics. So now going into this game, of course, a little bit of a different shift because now we don't have Diana Taurasi, and then on the other side, Washington Mystics, we're missing a lot of players. Kind of like how I said for the fact that they don't have Shakira Austin out there. Now you got Tina Hawkins trying to fill that center void. the the defensive intensity that was there prior with Shakira Austin isn't going to be the same for opposing centers going up against them. Normally, we weren't taking forwards and centers going up against Washington Mystics, but now it's more of a middle ground where we can look at that as an option again here. I say that because Brittany Griner, of course, she's gonna have the matchup size wise. She's much bigger than Tina Hawkins. The of course grit wise, Misha Hines Allen is gonna be able to meet her there on that. But still, skill wise, this should be a game. Should be a game that Brittany Griner can go out there and she can get a double double. Hopefully, we can get more than 12 points from her. I say that because Brittany Griner is in a pretty good spot. We can definitely go to her. Just like how Jonquil Jones went out there last game. She was snagging all the rebounds and popped off, went for 13 plus points in the first quarter in her first stint out there. This could definitely be a spot for Brittany Griner. Now, she's not going to go out there and knock down threes like Jonquil Jones did, but still, definitely a spot where we could see BG coming out here and having a pretty decent game. Sophie Cunningham, definitely, she's been much better over her last couple games. Got her 3-point shot to fall in this game right here. And then, of course, last game went 1 of 5. Possibly a spot where we could actually see her do something on the road. But, again, at 7-7, not really the person that I like going to just because she relies so much on getting her shot to fall. Mariah Jefferson without a Diane Taurasi there. I do like Mariah Jefferson. Of course, someone has to field that duty and get the ball moving and flowing for them. Especially Shea Petty still looks like she is on that minute limit that she has. So we do know she's going to come in. Minutes are going up. She's going to play maybe 20 minutes. Now, I know Petty went out there 5 of 8 shooting from 3 last game, 31 fantasy points, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Can she repeat and do that? Maybe, but I'm going to temper my expectations for Shea at that 5'9". Definitely consideration to play. GPP option, though, just for the fact of she's playing off the bench. Now, if they decide to throw a curveball and they want to start Petty, then, yeah, I would be on Petty from the jump. But if Petty, of course, is still coming off the bench, still has that minute limit of playing only about 20-ish minutes right there, that's where it's going to be a little bit of more of a GPP option for me right there. I would rather look at Sutton just because we do know she's at least going to get her 20-ish, 25 minutes, especially with no Diane Taurasi. She's going to be playing that backup guard role along with Petty out there as well. And when her shot's falling, she actually looks really good out there. And if the game blows out or something like that, we do know she will be able to get some more run. Wnba should slide right back into the starting lineup. Figured she would start last game. She should start here again. Only put up 12.5 fantasy points and only played 12 minutes in that last game, which really kind of sucks. Let's see what she did the last time that they went going up against the Washington Mystics. Phoenix Mercury, Wnba. She dropped in 32 minutes 40 fantasy points earlier this season. Now, I'm not going to say that's what she's going to go out here and do again, but definitely worth a look. 20 points, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks, 1 assist, 3 steals. Definitely worth the look of going to Wnba. I do like her, especially, like I said, whenever she starts and they're actually going to get her the rock finder, I do like going to her. I do think it's a spot we can go to her again right here. And then going down here to Brown Turner, I normally do not like playing her, but it is a 2-game slate. If you land here, I'm not going to flame you if you do, but just still, I would rather just find the salary that I need to get up here to Wnba instead. Other than that, Megan somehow sneakily last game popped off for 19 fantasy points with 12 points and 6 rebounds, played 12 minutes. GPP option right there just because we do know she's very hit or miss even if she's going to actually get the minutes. Over here to Washington Mystics side, we already know what it is. It's Sykes, it's Cloud, it's Hawkins, and then filler pieces from there. SWK definitely is in consideration because we do know she's going to start. She's going to get her minutes. She's going to be playing that 25 to 30-ish minutes out there. If she's getting that shot to fall, we do know we do attack the Phoenix Mercury with opposing guards. So a spot we can go ahead and go to SWK. Might be a bang for our buck taking her right here. Cloud, she's also in another good spot for her as well to go out here. She's putting up back-to-back. We're only going to be looking at these 2 games right here. Back-to-back since the break with everyone being out. Back-to-back at least over 30 fantasy point games. We can definitely go right back to Cloud. We do know she's going to have to score. She has no choice. They have to make up the offensive laps that they don't have out there without Ariel Atkins and Elena Deladon. So Cloud at 8-9. I like that for her once again. And then if you want to get up here to Sykes, we do know she, of course, normally will take the brunt of the load of scoring out there. She's going to slash to the rim. She's going to do what she has to do. And she got that 3-point ball to fall last game. They're playing at home. Maybe a little bit extra juice playing at home. 51.5 fantasy points. I don't expect that again. But then again, I've been wrong numerous times on the season when a player comes out here and has back-to-back really great games. At 10-5, I would rather just play down for Cloud, which she will be more owned than Sykes anyway. Tina Hawkins, she might be able to get Brittany Griner into foul trouble, so definitely can still look to her on the slate, but I would prefer prioritizing the guards here over a Hawkins or a Misha Hines-Allen or a Queen Egbo. All right, going over to the Indiana Fever taking on New York Liberty. We've already seen this game twice this season. First game, the New York Liberty, they did their thing. They pretty much destroyed them out there. And then the second game, it went to overtime on a crazy Hail Mary shot by I want to say Boston. She hit a three. Probably was, I want to say that was like one of her first threes of the season or something like that, and she knocked it down. So looking at it, we already do know whenever we're talking about the Indiana Fever, no Alyssa Smith, they're going to get Lexi Hall back. Depending on which value guard they're going to start, if there's going to be Wallace, if they're going to still start Vivian, they will be in consideration and can be in play. I still do believe that we can probably look at a Grace Berger and a McCannon, especially Cannon, just because they're going to still need that their bigs to be able to come in and actually do something, and Cannon's technically kind of the only big that they really got to back up. Last time that they played the New York Liberty, which was right before the All-Star break, Cannon played 27 minutes. She dropped 31.5 fantasy points, 19 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist. That's why I kind of really do like going back to her here in the spot, because she's already had pretty good history right there going up against them. Depending on if they go ahead and they start Wallace again, I wouldn't mind playing Wallace, especially if she's going to start. She went out there 24 minutes. She dropped 17.75 fantasy points in her start last time. They do have her priced at $5K. That's not a bad value at all, any way, shape, or form. And then Maya Cadwell, I do not play that. Even if she starts again, in the game that she did start, she played, 5 minutes. I want to say that was the game that they had started her in, and she doesn't do much at all with the minutes or anything that she's given. Of course, it's going to be Vivian's. That'll be the one we want to look at, especially if Vivian's starting again, 6K. She's been into the starting lineup the past 2 games. It's putting up some pretty decent numbers. I don't mind going there. That's what I'm saying. Just looking at this is such an ugly slate. The main player that I'm going to want to take from over here from the Indiana Fever is going to be, of course, Aaliyah Boston, 39.25 fantasy points in that overtime game. She had 23 points, 2 assists, 9 rebounds, 1 of 1 from 3. And like I said, that is, okay, so that'll be her second 3 she's made on the season. That's really funny. But, Boston, that's going to be the one I'm going to want to go to. We seen last time she was able to get Jonquil Jones into foul trouble when they played. That first game that they played, she really didn't have the best game. And then the second time, of course, going around, she dominated. She did really well. 39 fantasy points, 29 fantasy points in 29 minutes. So it was a fantasy point per minute the first time out there. But of course, I definitely would rather have that 30+ fantasy point outing for her, especially sitting at 10-2. Like I said, with no Alyssa Smith, she definitely has the ability to get more rebounds and things like that. Possibly a double-double bonus for her out there if she's able to get it. But I do like her here in this spot, going up against the New York Liberty. Over here on the other side, New York Liberty, of course, their starting 5 is always in play. I definitely could look at Laney. Laney, value spot, sitting at 6'5". Do not mind or hate her. When she played the Fever last time, she played 34 minutes and gave us only 18 fantasy points. She's been middling inside this area right here. Definitely is a spot where Laney can explode and actually have one of her big blow-up games. She's just lying and waiting at 6'5". But if I have to rank them, of course, at the top, you got Breanna Stewart. We already know the team starts and goes with Breanna Stewart. Then Sabrina Ionescu, come down to Courtney Vandersloot. And then Jonquil Jones, she's a toss-up because we don't know, is she going to get in foul trouble? Or is she going to be able to go out here and have a 32-minute, 51.25 fantasy point type game like she did going up against Washington Mystics? That's the part where we got to figure it out. But still, for me, up at the top is going to be, of course, Stewie, Sabrina, Courtney Vandersloot, then Jonquil Jones. The matchup is going to be there for Jones. Definitely is worth a GPP play, 110% for sure. If you want to come down and not play Breanna Stewart, you could definitely come down and go to Jonquil Jones instead. Right. All right, guys, that's going to be my breakdown for today. I was going to try to go over some props, but Prize Picks, they don't even have the props up for today. If you guys want to talk about anything, hit me up down in the comment section. I'm going to put the link for the Discord so you guys can join the Discord as well. Talk to us down inside the Discord. And if you guys do play today's slate, I wish you guys the best of luck. Good luck, because, like I said, this one is one of those ugly slates. It is not a pretty slate at all. See you guys for the big slate on Tuesday.